The major challenge with mental health problems is that they are crude and ill-defined, subjective, and labor-intensive. So that is exactly what we are trying to solve in OPT using data and AI. We have a range of disease-specific digital care plans and pre-designed content that the clinician can assign to their patients. Patients go through the content on their own time. At the end of each session, there is a homework. They do the homework, and the clinicians would only provide personalized feedback on the homework and skip repeating the same general concepts across multiple patients. This way, they can handle 3 to 4 patients in 1 hour rather than just one patient. At the same time, we are collecting more than 20 different behavioral, physiological, and clinical benchmarks and provide analytical feedback to the clinicians about the patient's progress, our prediction of the outcome of the care, and our suggestions for the next steps. In US and Canada, each year $250 billion is spent on managing mental health problems. Still, 2/3 of the population, that is 40 million people, are left without any access to any help. We simply do not have enough clinicians to address this massive problem. What we are trying to facilitate is delivering high quality outcomes at a scale. Our Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Alavi, is the Chief Psychiatrist at Queen's University. She's a pioneer in the field of online psychotherapy with more than 14 years of research in this field. And she leads a lab of 17 researchers working on developing and validating new online solutions for mental health.
When I started this path in 2007, I was more looking at depression and anxiety, but in years I have been looking at all different disorders. For example, substance use, borderline personality, post-traumatic stress disorder.
What we try to do is what we call explainable machine learning, meaning that what our machine learning does is that it gets unstructured data and it produces clinically relevant variables that the clinicians could use those to make a clinical decision. So at the end of the day, the clinician is the one in charge of the decision with more information available to them rather than the machine being the one who makes the decision. We are using the most advanced natural language processing algorithms to understand and precisely diagnose and measure a patient's problems, the severity of their problems, and use that to make predictions. We can predict patient dropout by 70% accuracy 4 weeks in advance of them dropping out.
We can find the most similar representations of a specific diagnosis or the path that similar clients have gone through. I think the biggest benefit for the clients is delivering them a personalized care. Now that the therapist can listen to them in a very personalized fashion, not like a generic clients that comes to the psychotherapist.
One of the things that makes UP different than other platforms is that our modules are validated. We have designed many different kind of modules for all different kind of mental health disorders, and then we have done specific research studies and we have tested to see that specific kind of online psychotherapy has been helpful for that mental health disorder, to make sure that if we use it in the population, it can be helpful for them.
I come from Telehealth Virtual Care. We're the largest telemedicine provider in Canada, presently with over 3 million Canadians that we care for. About 3 years ago, we started looking at a scalable option to deliver mental health services in a manner that is more asynchronous, knowing that this was a need with such a shortage of providers in the mental health space. And we were lucky to find OPTT. One of the reasons their solution was so attractive to us was primarily the clinical validation that it goes through. It is the only clinically trialed product on the market in Canada. As we continue to progress throughout, they continue to push the envelope on the technology and what's important, and ultimately it's about experience and outcome, and to make it easier for providers and clinicians to identify which patient needs attention faster, in order to liberate the clinician to interact with the patient and what's important, and not just spend time on intros and conclusions, but really the core information.
The Morgan Stanley Multicultural Innovation Lab is a startup accelerator with a mission to increase access to capital for early-stage technology and technology-enabled companies led by women and multicultural entrepreneurs who are developing innovative solutions across sectors. Our team and advisors are partnering with the OP team to refine their business plans and sales strategy, fundraising efforts, and team development.
Our goal is to make mental health diagnosis more objective and make the decision making in the mental health space more evidence-based, and make the process more streamlined and efficient, so we can increase the number of patients who can receive care and have them proper access to proper mental health while ensuring the outcomes.
People might need a combination with medication. Some people might need a little bit of more support from the therapist. And is it interesting that AI can help us with that prediction in very short period of time, rather than somebody like a team meeting and making that decision. And I think that's the future. And we are all very excited about that.